Welcome to the audiobook series. Educate yourself every day and stay ahead of 99% of people. In a world that moves faster than ever, there's one thing that can set you apart from the crowd: your commitment to lifelong learning. This audiobook is your guide to harnessing the power of knowledge and curiosity, showing you how to stay ahead, evolve, and become unstoppable. Whether you're looking to build wealth, improve your skills, or simply unlock your full potential, the key lies in educating yourself every single day. So, if you're ready to take control of your future and start building a smarter, more successful you, let's dive in. Chapter 1: Why Daily Learning is the Ultimate Superpower. In a world that never stops moving, the ability to learn every single day has quietly become the ultimate superpower. Not strength, not speed, not talent. Learning. The most powerful people on the planet, whether they're entrepreneurs, inventors, creators, or leaders, are not necessarily the smartest by birth, but the most committed to constant growth. Daily learning isn't just a habit. It's a mindset, a strategy, and a secret weapon that sets apart those who lead from those who follow. Every day presents a new opportunity to expand your thinking, to read a page, to ask a question, to try something different, to reflect. When you adopt this as a lifestyle, your mind transforms into a limitless engine. The small things compound. One book leads to 10. One idea sparks another. One skill builds on the last. Over weeks, months, and years, this turns into an advantage that becomes impossible to ignore. Why is this so powerful? Because most people stop learning after school. They operate on outdated beliefs and forgotten facts, stuck in patterns that no longer serve them. But the person who reads every day, listens every day, watches, thinks, and explores is on a different path. They evolve while others remain static. They adapt while others become obsolete. They don't just survive change, they master it. Daily learning rewires your brain for growth. It improves focus. It enhances creativity. It sharpens your judgment. You begin to see connections others miss, opportunities others overlook, and solutions others can't imagine. You become more resilient to failure because each lesson makes you wiser. You develop humility because learning reminds you how much more there is to know. And you gain confidence, not the shallow kind that fades with praise, but the deep kind built on competence and clarity. This superpower isn't reserved for geniuses. It's available to everyone. A 10-minute podcast, a few pages before bed, a documentary instead of a mindless show, a conversation with someone smarter than you. These small acts are investments in a stronger, sharper, wiser version of you. The kind of person who doesn't need to be told what to do because they're already ahead of the game. Think of the edge you gain. While others waste hours scrolling, you're feeding your mind. While they repeat yesterday, you build tomorrow. While they seek distraction, you seek direction. And over time, the gap becomes massive. The difference becomes visible. You speak differently. You solve problems faster. You make smarter choices. You inspire those around you. Daily learning is the discipline that unlocks every other skill. It's how you become a better thinker, communicator, creator, and leader. It's how you stay ahead of 99% of people, not through luck or shortcuts, but through relentless commitment to becoming better than you were yesterday. So if you want a real-life superpower, one that never fades, never fails, and grows stronger with time, choose learning. Every single day. Chapter 2: The 1-hour rule that changes everything. Imagine if just 1 hour a day could separate you from the average. Not 10 hours, not a full schedule, just one focused hour. This is the power of what many high achievers call the 1-hour rule. It's simple, powerful, and consistent. It's the idea that dedicating 1 hour every single day to intentional learning and self-improvement will radically transform your life over time. No matter your goals, wealth, wisdom, creativity, leadership, this one habit unlocks them all. Think about it. 1 hour a day equals 365 hours a year. That's over 9 full work weeks invested in yourself, in your growth, in your future. Most people never invest even a fraction of that. They let time pass, distracted, entertained, stagnant. But those who commit to the 1-hour rule are playing a different game. They are not reacting to life, they are designing it. So what happens in that 1 hour? It's not about multitasking or passive consumption. It's deep learning. It's reading a powerful book, taking notes, reflecting. It's watching lectures that challenge your thinking. It's practicing a skill with full focus. It's asking questions and seeking answers with intensity. This is not background noise. This is deliberate development. The best part? You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need fancy tools. All you need is time and the discipline to use it wisely. You can wake up 1 hour earlier. You can use your commute. You can trade one episode of entertainment for an episode of education. Small changes with massive results. History's greatest minds understood this. Benjamin Franklin dedicated hours to reading and writing every morning. Elon Musk learned rocket science on his own time. Bill Gates reads 50 books a year. These are not accidents. They are results of daily intentional learning. The 1-hour rule isn't magic, it's math. It's about showing up for yourself every single day, even when motivation fades. But what if you don't see results right away? That's expected. Like fitness, progress is invisible at first. But beneath the surface, your mind is shifting. Your patterns are changing. Your thoughts become sharper, your confidence stronger, your decisions smarter. And then one day, people start to notice. You speak with more clarity. You connect ideas faster. You perform better under pressure. That's when you realize the 1-hour rule didn't just change your routine. It changed your identity. You become the kind of person who grows every day. You don't rely on luck or chance. You rely on the consistent power of learning. You don't wait for opportunities, you prepare for them. You don't wish for success, you build the skills to earn it. The world is noisy, competitive, and fast. But with 1 quiet hour each day, you can rise above the noise. You can outthink, outlearn, and outlast. While most people are busy reacting, you are evolving. While they consume distractions, you consume knowledge. While they remain stuck, you rise, hour by hour, day by day. So the question isn't, can I find the time? The real question is, can I afford not to? 1 hour. Every day? That's the rule. That's the edge. That's the beginning of everything. Chapter 3. Feed your brain like you feed your body. We all understand the importance of feeding our bodies. 3 meals a day, snacks, hydration, nutrients. We know what happens when we go too long without food. We feel tired, unfocused, weak. But what most people never realize is that the brain operates under the same principle. It also needs fuel. Not just calories, but information, insight, stimulation. And yet, while we are careful about what we eat, we rarely think about what we feed our minds. Your brain craves input. It was designed to process, analyze, create, and grow. But it can only do that if it's fed regularly and wisely. Just like junk food clogs your body, junk information clutters your mind. Endless scrolling, empty entertainment, meaningless gossip. These things don't just waste time. They dull your focus. They weaken your thinking. They drain your energy. And worse, they become habits. On the other hand, when you feed your brain the right mental nutrition, great books, deep conversations, thought-provoking content, you create clarity. You spark ideas. You gain perspective. You stay sharp. You're able to make better decisions, solve harder problems, and see beyond what others see. Your brain, like your body, responds to what you give it. Ask yourself, if someone looked at your mental diet, what would they see? Fast food for the mind, or fuel for greatness? Do you start your day with negativity and distractions, or with insight and inspiration? Do you surround yourself with noise, or with nourishment? The good news is this: changing your mental diet doesn't require radical steps. It's about being intentional. Replace mindless habits with meaningful ones. Trade 20 minutes of scrolling for 20 pages of reading. Swap out shallow videos for a deep podcast. Instead of escaping your thoughts, explore them. Instead of consuming randomly, choose deliberately. And just like a healthy physical diet leads to long-term strength and resilience, a healthy mental diet leads to powerful thinking and continuous growth. You'll find yourself more confident, more creative, and more in control. You'll attract deeper relationships, make wiser choices, and handle challenges with clarity. You'll feel mentally fit, ready for anything the day brings. It's important to understand, you are not born with a brilliant mind. You build it. One piece of content at a time. One idea at a time. One good question at a time. The quality of your input shapes the quality of your output. If you want better results in your life, start by improving what you allow into your mind. Athletes train their bodies because performance depends on it. Leaders train their minds because influence depends on it. And if you want to rise above average, stay ahead of the crowd, and keep growing every day, you must do both. Feed your brain. Feed it often. Feed it wisely. Because a strong mind, just like a strong body, isn't built in one day. It's built every day. Chapter 4. Smart is the new rich, how knowledge builds wealth. For decades, people believed that wealth was a result of luck, inheritance, or being in the right place at the right time. But the rules have changed. In today's world, being smart is the new rich. Intelligence, not just academic, but practical, emotional, strategic, is the foundation of modern wealth. And the good news? You don't need to be born a genius. You just need to commit to learning. Wealth today is no longer about owning land or factories. It's about owning ideas, understanding trends, and solving problems. It's about knowing how to adapt, how to think, how to create value. In a knowledge economy, the more you learn, the more you can earn. Education, in its purest form, not limited to school, but daily learning, is the most valuable asset you can build. Think about the most successful people in the world, entrepreneurs, investors, creators. What do they have in common? They read. They ask questions. They stay curious. They invest in knowledge before they invest in anything else. Warren Buffett famously said that the best investment you can make is in yourself. Why? Because knowledge compounds. And unlike money, it can't be taken from you. Knowledge gives you leverage. It allows you to see what others miss. It helps you make smarter decisions about your career, your finances, your relationships, your goals. It helps you avoid costly mistakes and spot hidden opportunities. When you understand how the world works, economics, psychology, technology, you gain control. You stop depending on luck and start depending on strategy. More importantly, knowledge increases your value. The more you know, the more you can offer, the more you can solve, and the more value you bring to others, the more they will be willing to exchange money, trust, and time with you. That's the essence of wealth, value creation. And knowledge is the engine behind it. You don't need a college degree from a top university to get rich, but you do need a student mindset for life. You need to be hungry to understand things deeper, to master your field, to explore beyond the surface, to connect dots others don't see. You must treat your brain like your greatest asset and never stop upgrading it. People will say work hard, but smart people work smart. They know where to focus. They understand systems. They use knowledge to save time, to scale effort, and to multiply results. That's how you create real, lasting wealth. Not just money in your account, but freedom in your life. If you want more, learn more. If you want to grow, study growth. If you want to lead, study leadership. Whatever you want in life, there's someone who's written a book about it, taught a course on it, or shared their experience. Seek that knowledge, apply it, and watch how your world changes. In this age, smart isn't just impressive, it's profitable. Learn more, and you'll earn more. Not overnight, but surely. Because smart is the new rich, and knowledge is the currency of the future. Chapter 5. Turn dead time into learning gold. Every day, we all receive the same gift, 24 hours. But how we use those hours is what separates the average from the exceptional. One of the greatest secrets of high achievers is their ability to turn dead time into gold, specifically learning gold. Dead time is everywhere, while commuting, waiting in lines, walking, doing chores. For most, these are wasted minutes. But for the wise, they are hidden opportunities for growth. Let's define it clearly. Dead time is any moment where your body is active, but your mind is idle. The time when you're stuck in traffic, riding the bus, cleaning the house, exercising, or even waiting for a meeting to start. Most people fill this time with distractions, social media, random videos, or passive entertainment. It feels relaxing, but it's a trap. You're losing precious hours that could be building your future. Now imagine this. What if, every time you walked, you listened to a powerful audiobook? What if every train ride became a mobile classroom? What if folding laundry became a time for podcasts on psychology, finance, or creativity? That's how you turn dead time into learning gold. Not by adding more hours to your day, but by using the unnoticed ones with purpose. Technology makes this easier than ever. With a pair of headphones and a phone, you can access the minds of the greatest thinkers in history. You can learn new skills, master new languages, understand complex ideas, without changing your schedule. You don't need silence or a desk. You just need the intention to grow wherever you are. This mindset changes everything. It trains your brain to seek learning instead of laziness. It builds momentum. It shifts your identity from someone who tries to learn to someone who learns constantly. Even if you only reclaim 30 minutes of dead time a day, that adds up to over 180 hours a year. That's the equivalent of reading dozens of books or taking a college-level course without adding anything to your calendar. And here's the magic. Learning during dead time doesn't feel like effort. It fits into your life naturally. It becomes a background rhythm of growth. While others kill time, you build your future. While others stay stagnant, you keep rising. Not because you work harder, but because you learn smarter. Successful people don't have more time. They just use it differently. They don't waste the hidden hours. They see every moment as a chance to learn, to grow, to evolve. That's how they get ahead and stay ahead. So the next time you find yourself waiting, moving, or idle, ask yourself, how can I feed my mind right now? That small question, repeated daily, is how you turn empty time into priceless transformation. Remember, dead time is only dead if you let it die. But with purpose, it becomes your secret weapon. Use it, own it, and watch how quickly you move ahead of the 99%. Chapter 6. The Secrets Schools Never Taught You. From the moment we enter the school system, we're taught to memorize, repeat, and follow rules. We're rewarded for staying in line, sticking to the syllabus, and giving the correct answers. But once we step into the real world, many of us are hit with a shocking truth. The most important skills in life were never taught in school. Schools prepare you to pass tests, not to build a life. They teach you how to fit in, not how to stand out. They train you to follow instructions, not to ask powerful questions. And they rarely, if ever, teach you how to handle money, manage your emotions, build strong relationships, negotiate, or create your own path. These are the real secrets, the tools that shape success, and they've been hidden in plain sight. Let's start with money. Most people go through their entire education without learning how to budget, invest, or grow their income. They're taught how to earn a salary, but not how to build wealth. They learn geometry and algebra, but not compound interest or financial independence. And as a result, many become trapped in a cycle of working for money instead of making money work for them. Then there's emotional intelligence, understanding your feelings, handling stress, staying calm under pressure, and reading other people. School grades you on how well you memorize facts, not on how well you manage yourself or communicate. But in the real world, your emotional intelligence often matters more than your IQ. It determines how you lead, how you connect, and how you make decisions. Let's not forget creativity. Children are naturally curious, but school often suppresses that spark. You're told there's only one right answer, one right way. But innovation doesn't come from following rules. It comes from questioning them. It comes from thinking differently, from making connections others miss. That kind of thinking isn't nurtured by traditional education. It's built by self-education. Schools also don't teach you how to fail. In class, failure is punished. But in life, failure is essential. It's how you learn, grow, and build resilience. The people who win in life are not the ones who never failed. They're the ones who learned how to fail and keep going. So where do you learn these secrets? Outside the classroom. In books, conversations, experiences. Through mentors, mistakes, and relentless curiosity. You have to seek them out. You have to build your own education system, one that is aligned with your dreams, not someone else's curriculum. The truth is, school is only the beginning. Real education starts when you decide to take control of your growth. When you realize that your mind is your greatest asset and that your learning never ends. That's when you become truly powerful. So don't be limited by what school didn't give you. Go get what it didn't teach. Learn how to think, not just what to think. Learn how to create, not just how to comply. Because the most successful people didn't wait to be taught. They taught themselves. And now it's your turn. Chapter 7. How to outsmart 99% of people without a degree. In a world obsessed with diplomas and formal education, it's easy to believe that a college degree is the only ticket to success. But the truth is, many of the most successful, intelligent, and impactful people in the world never finished college, or never went at all. What set them apart wasn't a certificate. It was their mindset, their hunger, their ability to learn, adapt, and think differently. You don't need a degree to be smart. You need strategy. You need to know where to look, how to learn, and how to apply knowledge faster than anyone else. In the real world, results matter more than resumes. The ability to solve problems, spot opportunities, and bring ideas to life will always beat memorizing facts for a test. To outsmart 99% of people, you must first unlearn the idea that intelligence is something handed to you in a classroom. True intelligence is self-made. It's built by reading every day, questioning everything, and thinking deeply about the world. When most people stop learning after school, that's your chance to accelerate. They stop growing. You keep evolving. Start by reading what others don't. Most people read entertainment. The top 1% read strategy, psychology, economics, philosophy, biographies. They study how the world works and how people behave. They don't just absorb information. They analyze it, connect it, and turn it into action. Next, develop rare skills. You don't need a degree to learn coding, design, communication, sales, or financial literacy. You can learn anything today online, from world-class teachers, for free or nearly free. Platforms like YouTube, Coursera, Khan Academy, or Masterclass can give you more value in 1 month than some universities do in 4 years. More importantly, apply what you learn immediately. Don't just be a collector of knowledge. Be a user of it. Start small projects. Test ideas. Build a portfolio. When others talk, show results. That's how you get noticed without a diploma on your wall. And perhaps the greatest hack of all, learn how to think critically. Most people accept what they're told. They follow the crowd. But if you want to rise above, you need to question, challenge, and reframe problems in new ways. Independent thinkers always outperform passive followers. Also, surround yourself with smarter people. Join forums, communities, masterminds. Learn from those ahead of you. Ask questions, listen deeply, and never pretend to know everything. Humility is a superpower. It keeps you learning while others grow stagnant in their pride. Finally, remember this. A degree might open a door, but it won't keep it open. What keeps doors open is your ability to solve problems, create value, and grow continuously. The world rewards those who can adapt, not those who rely on titles. You don't need permission to become exceptional. You don't need approval to educate yourself. If you're committed, curious, and consistent, you will outsmart the majority. Not because you had more opportunities, but because you created them. Chapter 8. Read what they don't and think what they can't. In today's information age, the difference between those who succeed and those who struggle often lies in one simple habit: what they choose to read. While most people consume the same mainstream books, articles, and news, largely driven by trends, social media, and surface-level popularity, the truly successful understand the importance of reading what others don't. But it doesn't stop there. They also develop the ability to think in ways that others simply can't. Reading what they don't means seeking out knowledge in unconventional places. It's about going beyond the bestsellers list and diving into niche topics that challenge your thinking, broaden your perspectives, and expand your worldview. The most successful individuals don't just read books they're expected to read. They read the ones that others overlook. They immerse themselves in subjects like philosophy, history, psychology, and economics. They explore deep, thought-provoking content that goes against the grain of popular opinion. By doing so, they gain a unique edge in problem-solving, innovation, and strategy. The truth is, the majority of people read for entertainment or to follow trends. They devour what's trending on social media, the latest celebrity gossip, or news that has no impact on their long-term success. But those who stand out, the ones who innovate, lead, and create wealth, read for depth, not distraction. They immerse themselves in books that provide insights and challenge their thinking. They seek knowledge that inspires them to think critically, to question norms, and to explore new ideas that the majority are too comfortable to entertain. If you want to stand out from the crowd, start by reading authors who challenge traditional narratives. Dive into books that take you out of your comfort zone. Read history to understand the patterns of human behavior. Read biographies to learn from the lives of those who achieved the extraordinary. Read science and technology to stay ahead of global trends. Read philosophy to sharpen your thinking and enhance your problem-solving skills. But reading alone isn't enough. You must also develop the ability to think what they can't. This means cultivating a mindset that doesn't simply accept what's given, but actively seeks to understand what's missing. While most people follow the status quo, successful individuals constantly question it. They ask, what's next, and what if, instead of just accepting the way things are. To think differently, you must first disconnect from the noise. Stop consuming endless content that adds no real value. Instead, engage with ideas that force you to think, debate, and form your own opinions. This isn't just about learning facts. It's about developing the ability to think critically about those facts, and then use that information to make better decisions, identify trends before they emerge, and innovate where others see only obstacles. Think about the biggest innovators and disruptors of our time. They didn't follow the crowd. They thought differently, saw things from angles others couldn't, and dared to question the established way of doing things. They broke boundaries because they chose to read what others didn't and to think what others couldn't. To unlock your true potential, you must commit to reading beyond the surface. Read with a purpose, to challenge your mind, expand your understanding, and develop a worldview that is uniquely your own. And when you do, you'll begin to think in ways that set you apart. The world will no longer see you as just another follower. They'll see you as someone with a fresh perspective, someone capable of creating, innovating, and leading. Reading what they don't and thinking what they can't isn't just a strategy. It's a way of life for those who want to be exceptional. So, take the leap. Go beyond the mainstream. Read deeper. Think broader. And watch how you stand out, not because of what you do, but because of how you think. Chapter 9. Mental Muscles. Train your mind like a champion. Just like the body needs physical training to build strength, your mind requires consistent exercise to reach its full potential. Mental toughness, clarity, creativity, and resilience aren't innate traits. They are developed over time, through practice and dedication. To achieve greatness, you must train your mind the way athletes train their bodies, with discipline, consistency, and a clear purpose. The first step to training your mind is recognizing that mental strength is a skill that can be cultivated. Just as you wouldn't expect to run a marathon without preparing, you can't expect to make quick, effective decisions or maintain emotional control without building your mental muscles. It takes time, but with the right strategies, you can transform your mind into one of the sharpest tools in your arsenal. Mental conditioning, building focus and resilience. One of the most powerful aspects of training your mind is developing focus. In a world filled with distractions, the ability to concentrate on the task at hand is a superpower. But like any skill, it doesn't come naturally to most people. It requires mental conditioning. Athletes don't just train their bodies for the game. They train their minds to stay focused during the toughest moments. Similarly, you can train yourself to stay mentally sharp, no matter the pressure you face. Start with small exercises that sharpen your attention. Practice focusing on a single task for an extended period without interruption. Put away your phone. Close all unnecessary tabs on your computer and fully engage in the task. Gradually increase the time you can stay focused. It's like lifting weights for your brain. The more you do it, the stronger you become. Over time, you'll notice your attention span improving, and your ability to stay immersed in challenging tasks will skyrocket. Mental endurance, overcoming mental fatigue. Another crucial aspect of training your mind is building mental endurance. Just like a runner must push through physical exhaustion, you need to train yourself to endure mental fatigue. High achievers don't quit when things get hard. They push through, learning to perform at their best even when their mental energy is depleted. The key to developing mental endurance is learning how to manage stress and maintain emotional balance. One technique to improve mental resilience is practicing mindfulness. By staying present and aware of your thoughts and emotions, you can prevent mental exhaustion from taking over. Additionally, daily meditation or deep breathing exercises can help calm your mind and reduce stress, allowing you to maintain your focus longer. Mental flexibility, adapting to change. In the fast-paced world we live in, mental flexibility is another crucial mental muscle to develop. Change is inevitable. The most successful individuals aren't the ones who resist change. They are the ones who embrace it and adapt quickly. By training your mind to be flexible, you can navigate unexpected challenges with confidence. Start by exposing yourself to new ideas, perspectives, and challenges. Push yourself to think outside the box and challenge your assumptions. If you encounter an obstacle, don't immediately jump to frustration. Ask yourself, what's the opportunity here? Or how can I look at this problem from a different angle? The more you practice this type of flexible thinking, the better you'll become at handling change, solving problems, and seizing opportunities. Mental growth, continuous learning, and self-improvement. A champion never stops training, and neither should you. Continuous mental growth is the key to maintaining a competitive edge in life. Successful people understand that learning is a lifelong journey, and they actively seek ways to expand their knowledge, sharpen their skills, and improve their thinking. One powerful method of mental growth is reading, not just for information, but for deep understanding. Whether it's books, articles, or even academic papers, consistently reading about new ideas and concepts keeps your mind sharp and opens you up to new ways of thinking. Pair this with regular self-reflection. Take time to analyze your experiences, mistakes, and successes to better understand how you can improve. The power of mental training. Remember, your mind is your most powerful asset. The stronger your mental muscles, the better you will perform in every area of life. Whether you're facing tough decisions, dealing with stress, or working on a long-term goal, mental training gives you the edge you need to succeed. Just like an athlete who commits to daily workouts, you must commit to exercising your mind every day. The secret to becoming mentally unstoppable isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's about building the habits and discipline that will allow you to handle whatever comes your way with grace, resilience, and strength. By training your mind like a champion, you'll unlock a level of performance that others simply can't match. So start today. Challenge yourself to strengthen your focus, endurance, flexibility, and growth. Train your mind like an athlete trains their body. The results will not only transform your mindset, they'll transform your life. Chapter 10. Why the most successful never stop learning. Success is not a one-time achievement, nor is it a destination you reach and then stop. It is an ongoing process, a continuous journey where the most successful individuals never hit a point where they feel they have learned enough. For them, learning is not just a phase or a goal, it is a lifelong commitment. In a world where information evolves rapidly and new challenges arise constantly, those who stop learning risk falling behind, while those who continue to seek knowledge maintain a competitive edge. The true secret behind the success of top achievers is their relentless pursuit of personal growth, which sets them apart from others. In today's fast-paced world, the landscape is always shifting. The successful understand that knowledge is never static. What worked yesterday may not work tomorrow. Technology advances at an astonishing pace. Industries transform, and new opportunities arise that demand new skills and understanding. If you stop learning, you limit your potential. The most successful individuals know this well. They are constantly adapting to new information and changing circumstances, ensuring they stay ahead of the curve. They never see learning as a task to complete, but rather as an integral part of who they are. The moment you decide to stop learning, you stop growing. The successful, however, never let this happen. They understand that learning doesn't end with a degree or a specific achievement. Instead, it is a never-ending process that drives their personal and professional growth. By staying curious, they keep challenging themselves to think critically, solve problems more effectively, and lead with innovation. This is why they excel, even in a constantly evolving world. Learning is not just about gaining new facts or information. It is about adopting a mindset that values growth, self-improvement, and flexibility. When you make a conscious effort to keep learning, you open yourself up to opportunities that would otherwise pass you by. You begin to see solutions where others see obstacles, and you approach challenges with a sense of confidence and capability. Successful people are constantly looking for ways to expand their understanding, whether that means picking up a new skill, exploring a new field of knowledge, or simply refining their existing expertise. This dedication to learning keeps their minds sharp, their ideas fresh, and their creativity flowing. Furthermore, learning brings a sense of fulfillment and purpose. It feeds curiosity and fosters a deeper connection with the world around you. The most successful people understand that their journey is far from over, and they eagerly embrace new challenges, knowing that each piece of knowledge they acquire strengthens their foundation for future success. This commitment to lifelong learning becomes an integral part of their identity, driving them to continually seek growth and improvement in every aspect of their lives. By continuously learning, they also position themselves as leaders in their fields. Their expertise is constantly evolving, and they remain in demand because they are always on the cutting edge of new developments. While others are stagnating, they are adapting and pushing boundaries, which keeps them relevant and at the forefront of innovation. The most successful individuals understand that learning is not just about acquiring information for immediate use. It is about preparing for the future. Each new piece of knowledge adds another layer to their skill set, giving them the tools they need to navigate unforeseen challenges. By staying committed to learning, they ensure that they are always ready to tackle whatever the future holds. Whether it's a new market trend, a technological advancement, or a shift in societal behavior, they are prepared to respond with insight and agility. Success is not about reaching a certain point and then stopping. It is about embracing the journey of constant growth. The most successful people know this, which is why they never stop learning. They are committed to their own personal evolution, always striving to improve and grow, no matter how much they have already accomplished. This mindset is the key to their enduring success. In the end, the difference between those who succeed and those who don't often comes down to one simple fact. Successful people never stop learning. They recognize that the world will continue to change, and so will their own capabilities. By staying curious, open-minded, and dedicated to growth, they ensure that their success is not only sustainable, but continually expanding. Chapter 11. Your mind is a weapon. Sharpen it daily. Your mind is your greatest asset. It's the most powerful tool you have at your disposal, capable of shaping your future, overcoming obstacles, and unlocking potential that others might never even dream of. However, like any weapon, it needs to be carefully honed and sharpened. The most successful people know this truth. Your mind is only as effective as the effort you put into developing it. If you neglect it, it will become dull, and its potential will go untapped. But if you invest in sharpening it every day, it can become an extraordinary force capable of achieving anything you set your mind to. Every single day presents an opportunity to strengthen your mind. The most successful people don't rely on the knowledge they acquired in the past. They understand that their minds require constant stimulation and exercise. Much like physical muscles, the brain needs regular training to stay sharp. If you neglect it, it won't perform at its peak. But if you actively engage with it, challenge it, and feed it with new information and experiences, you build a mind that is powerful, adaptable, and capable of solving the toughest problems. The act of sharpening your mind is not about accumulating endless facts or information. It's about developing the capacity to think critically, solve problems efficiently, and adapt to new situations. Every moment spent reading a book, listening to a podcast, engaging in a challenging conversation, or learning a new skill contributes to the development of your cognitive abilities. These seemingly small efforts compound over time, creating a mind that is not only smarter, but also more agile, more creative, and more resourceful. One of the key elements to sharpening your mind is mental discipline. This means training yourself to think more strategically, to question assumptions, and to constantly seek clarity in everything you do. By developing a daily routine of mental exercise, you start to build patterns of thought that allow you to navigate challenges with ease. Your mind becomes sharper, more focused, and more capable of seeing solutions where others might see obstacles. This mental discipline is what enables successful people to make better decisions, solve problems faster, and stay ahead of the competition. Sharpening your mind also means pushing beyond your comfort zone. Growth happens when you challenge yourself, when you force your mind to think in new ways and explore new concepts. Every time you step outside of what's familiar and comfortable, your brain forms new connections, strengthens existing pathways, and develops a deeper level of understanding. The more you engage with new ideas and experiences, the sharper and more capable your mind becomes. This constant process of pushing boundaries allows you to stay on the cutting edge, continuously improving and refining your abilities. Another crucial aspect of sharpening your mind is maintaining focus and eliminating distractions. In today's world, it's easy to fall prey to endless distractions that pull your attention in 1,000 different directions. Successful people know that in order to achieve greatness, they must maintain a level of mental clarity that allows them to focus on their goals and pursue them with relentless determination. By eliminating distractions and honing in on what truly matters, you sharpen your mental edge and position yourself for success. In addition to daily mental exercises, sharpening your mind also involves taking care of your overall well-being. Physical health and mental health are interconnected, and a healthy body supports a healthy mind. Regular exercise, proper nutrition, and adequate sleep are essential components of maintaining cognitive function and mental sharpness. When you take care of your body, you are essentially laying the foundation for a sharper, more efficient mind. This holistic approach ensures that you are operating at your best, both physically and mentally. Successful people make it a priority to sharpen their minds every day. They understand that their minds are their greatest weapon in the pursuit of their goals, and they treat their intellectual growth as seriously as they would any physical training regimen. Whether it's setting aside time each day for reading, engaging in thought-provoking discussions, or practicing mindfulness to improve focus, they are constantly looking for ways to challenge and strengthen their minds. Ultimately, the key to sharpening your mind daily is the commitment to never stop improving. The mind, like any tool, requires consistent maintenance and care. By dedicating yourself to this daily practice, you ensure that your mind remains powerful, flexible, and ready to take on whatever challenges come your way. As you sharpen your mind, you unlock new levels of creativity, problem-solving ability, and mental clarity that propel you toward success. Your mind becomes a weapon that can cut through obstacles, break down barriers, and shape your destiny. Chapter 12. YouTube University. Learn anything, anytime, anywhere. In today's digital age, education is no longer confined to the four walls of a classroom. The internet has revolutionized the way we access knowledge, and one of the most powerful tools for learning is right at your fingertips: YouTube. Gone are the days when learning required expensive textbooks, formal lessons, or even traditional schools. With YouTube, you can tap into an almost infinite resource of information, accessible anytime, anywhere, for free. It is a platform that has democratized education, allowing anyone with an internet connection to become their own student and teacher. The beauty of YouTube lies in its endless variety of content. Whatever you want to learn, it's likely available in video format. From mastering a new language to learning how to build a website, YouTube offers lessons in virtually every field imaginable. Whether you're interested in technical skills like coding, personal development topics like emotional intelligence, or even hobbies like photography and cooking, YouTube provides access to experts, thought leaders, and practitioners who share their knowledge and experiences with the world. Unlike traditional learning methods, YouTube allows you to learn at your own pace. You can pause, rewind, and replay videos as many times as necessary to fully understand the material. If you're tackling a complex topic, you have the freedom to go over it again and again until you feel confident. There's no pressure to keep up with the rest of the class, and no one is rushing you to finish. You can take your time, absorbing information at a pace that works for you. This level of flexibility is unparalleled in traditional educational settings, making YouTube an ideal platform for self-paced learning. What makes YouTube particularly powerful is the diverse range of teaching styles it offers. Different people learn in different ways, and YouTube caters to all kinds of learners. Whether you're a visual learner who benefits from step-by-step demonstrations, an auditory learner who excels with lectures and discussions, or even someone who learns best through real-life examples and case studies, there's a video format that works for you. You can explore multiple styles until you find the one that resonates with you, ensuring a more personalized and effective learning experience. Another incredible advantage of YouTube is the accessibility it provides. All you need is an internet connection, and you have access to some of the world's greatest educators and thinkers. You can learn from people who have real-world experience, not just textbook knowledge, providing you with practical insights that are often missing from traditional education. This means you can access up-to-date, cutting-edge information and stay on top of the latest trends, tools, and techniques in virtually any field. Furthermore, YouTube allows you to learn on your own terms. You can use it during your downtime, in between meetings, or even during your commute. No more sitting in a classroom for hours. Just grab your phone or laptop, and you can dive into a new lesson whenever you have a spare moment. This on-the-go learning is especially valuable in a fast-paced world where time is often limited. Whether you're at home, at the gym, or traveling, YouTube turns any environment into a classroom, making it easier than ever to expand your knowledge base. What's even more remarkable is that YouTube doesn't just offer passive learning. Many creators actively engage their audiences, offering interactive content, exercises, and challenges that encourage you to apply what you've learned. This hands-on approach deepens your understanding and ensures that the knowledge you gain isn't just theoretical. It becomes practical and applicable to your life. But while YouTube offers incredible learning opportunities, it's important to approach it with purpose and intention. With so much content available, it can be easy to get lost in endless videos and distractions. To truly harness the power of YouTube as an educational tool, you need to approach it like a student. Set clear goals, stay focused on what you want to learn, and organize your time effectively. Create a learning plan, curate the channels and creators that align with your goals, and track your progress to ensure that you're continuously improving and expanding your knowledge. The most successful people have already figured out how to use YouTube to their advantage. They understand that it's not just a platform for entertainment. It's an incredible educational resource. By investing time in learning from the countless experts available on YouTube, they accelerate their personal and professional growth. Whether they are learning a new skill, keeping up with the latest industry trends, or gaining insights from successful entrepreneurs, YouTube provides them with the tools they need to stay ahead. Ultimately, YouTube is a gateway to limitless learning opportunities. It's like having your own university available 24/7, with thousands of professors at your disposal. The beauty of YouTube University is that anyone, anywhere, can access the same high-quality education as the top experts in the world. With just a click, you can immerse yourself in any subject, learn from the best, and equip yourself with the skills and knowledge needed to thrive in today's world. The question is, are you ready to take advantage of this incredible resource and become a lifelong learner? Chapter 13. How to learn fast, remember more, and apply instantly. In today's fast-paced world, the ability to learn quickly and apply knowledge instantly is no longer a luxury. It's a necessity. Whether you're trying to master a new skill for your career, absorb a new concept for personal growth, or stay ahead of the competition, being able to rapidly acquire and effectively use new information is a game changer. But how can you achieve this? How can you not only learn faster, but also retain that knowledge and put it to work immediately? The answer lies in understanding how your brain works and using strategies that unlock its full potential. To begin with, learning quickly requires a shift in mindset. Many people believe that learning is a slow process, that mastering a new skill or concept takes a great deal of time and effort. While it's true that deep mastery takes time, the initial process of learning something new can be accelerated. The key is to focus on active learning rather than passive learning. When you actively engage with the material, by taking notes, asking questions, and testing yourself, you drastically increase the rate at which you absorb and understand information. Passive learning, like reading or listening without any interaction, is less effective. Active engagement forces your brain to process the information on a deeper level, which leads to faster learning. Another powerful technique for learning faster is spaced repetition. This method involves reviewing the material you've learned at increasing intervals over time. The idea behind spaced repetition is simple. Rather than cramming all the information into one sitting, you review it multiple times over a longer period. This helps to reinforce the material in your long-term memory, ensuring that you remember it when you need it. You can use tools like flashcards, apps, or even a simple notebook to track your learning and space out your reviews. The more frequently you revisit the material, the stronger your memory of it becomes. In addition to spaced repetition, it's important to prioritize the most critical information. Not all knowledge is equally valuable, and some concepts or skills will have a greater impact on your life than others. By focusing on the most important and relevant information, you can streamline your learning process and make sure that you're spending your time on what matters most. This approach helps you learn faster because you're not wasting time on irrelevant or less useful content. It also ensures that you're getting the most out of your efforts, as you're concentrating on the areas that will bring the most value to your life. Once you've learned the material, the next challenge is remembering it. Many people struggle with retention, especially when they're learning a lot of information in a short amount of time. The solution to this is to make the learning process as multisensory as possible. The more senses you engage during learning, the more likely you are to remember the information later. For example, if you're learning a new concept, try reading about it, watching a video on it, and discussing it with others. By engaging multiple senses, you reinforce the information in your brain, making it more likely that you'll retain it. Another effective memory technique is mind mapping. Mind mapping is a visual tool that helps you organize information in a way that makes it easier to recall. By creating a map of related ideas and concepts, you can see the connections between different pieces of information, which makes it easier to remember them. This technique is especially useful for complex topics that require understanding relationships between different concepts. Mind maps help to simplify information, making it easier to digest and retain. But learning quickly and remembering more is only half of the equation. The real power comes when you're able to apply what you've learned instantly. The ability to put knowledge into action is what separates high achievers from the rest. One of the best ways to apply knowledge quickly is through deliberate practice. This means actively applying what you've learned in real-world situations, with a focus on improving specific aspects of your performance. The more you practice, the better you get. And the more you apply what you learn, the deeper your understanding becomes. A powerful way to apply new knowledge is to teach it to others. Teaching forces you to clarify your understanding and communicate the material in a way that others can grasp. This process helps you internalize the information and makes it more likely that you'll remember and apply it in the future. Whether you're teaching a friend, writing a blog post, or creating a tutorial, the act of teaching reinforces the material and helps you learn faster. Another strategy for applying knowledge instantly is to take immediate action. When you learn something new, put it into practice right away. Don't wait until you feel fully prepared or have mastered it. Taking action helps to solidify the knowledge and gives you real-world feedback. It's through this process of trial and error that you truly internalize what you've learned and become more effective at applying it. Finally, reflection is a critical part of applying knowledge. After you've taken action, reflect on what worked, what didn't, and how you can improve. This self-assessment allows you to fine-tune your approach and ensure that you're continually growing and improving. By reflecting on your experiences, you gain valuable insights that help you apply your knowledge more effectively in the future. In conclusion, learning fast, remembering more, and applying instantly is not only possible, it's a skill that anyone can develop with the right strategies. By actively engaging with the material, using techniques like spaced repetition and mind mapping, and prioritizing the most important information, you can speed up your learning process. Then, by applying what you've learned through deliberate practice, teaching others, and taking immediate action, you solidify your knowledge and put it to work for you. In today's world, the ability to quickly learn, retain, and apply new information is one of the most powerful skills you can develop. It's what sets successful people apart, and it's a skill that can help you achieve anything you set your mind to. Chapter 14: The Learning Habits of Billionaires and Geniuses. The world's most successful people didn't achieve greatness by accident. Their rise to the top is often fueled by a single, unshakable habit: relentless learning. Whether they are billionaires, tech moguls, or intellectuals, there is one thing they all have in common: their dedication to learning. The habits they've developed over time aren't just about working harder. They're about working smarter, learning faster, and applying knowledge in ways that transform industries, create empires, and change the world. When we think of billionaires and geniuses, names like Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, and Bill Gates come to mind. These individuals didn't simply rely on their natural talents. They cultivated habits that allowed them to constantly expand their knowledge and evolve their thinking. And the good news is that anyone can adopt these habits. While you might not be destined to become a billionaire, you can certainly think and learn like one, increasing your chances of success exponentially. One of the first and most powerful learning habits of the world's most successful people is their commitment to lifelong learning. This is more than just reading a book now and then or attending the occasional seminar. It's an ongoing process that becomes woven into the fabric of their daily routines. Bill Gates, for instance, reads about 50 books a year, and he's known for constantly seeking out new information in a variety of fields. Warren Buffett spends a significant portion of his day reading, often absorbing between 500 and 1,000 pages of material daily. For these individuals, learning is not a task, it's a passion and a way of life. They understand that in order to stay ahead in today's fast-paced world, continuous learning is not optional, it's essential. Successful people don't just consume knowledge passively, they actively seek it out and apply it to their lives. Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX and Tesla, is famous for his self-taught expertise in rocket science, which he acquired by reading books, talking to experts, and asking probing questions. Musk didn't attend a traditional school for rocket science. Instead, he dove deep into understanding the principles of physics, engineering, and space exploration. This drive to gain expertise in areas outside of one's immediate field is a key learning habit that sets geniuses and billionaires apart. They constantly expand their knowledge base, even in areas that might seem unrelated to their primary career or business. This multidisciplinary approach allows them to see connections that others miss and solve problems in innovative ways. Another habit of the most successful learners is their ability to create structured learning routines. Rather than waiting for inspiration to strike, they make learning a priority and set aside specific time each day to focus on expanding their knowledge. These routines are often deliberate and consistent. Elon Musk famously schedules his day in 5-minute increments, which allows him to focus on high-priority tasks and ensure that his learning time is maximized. By compartmentalizing learning into a routine, these individuals ensure that they stay on track and continue making progress. Moreover, billionaires and geniuses often have a growth mindset. They believe that intelligence and abilities can be developed over time through effort and perseverance. This mindset leads them to approach learning with an openness to failure and a willingness to experiment. Jeff Bezos, the founder of Amazon, exemplifies this attitude with his constant emphasis on experimentation. At Amazon, the company's culture encourages taking risks and learning from failures rather than fearing them. This ability to embrace mistakes as opportunities for learning helps these individuals grow and develop their skills much faster than those who shy away from challenges. In addition to formal learning, successful individuals engage in informal learning through deep conversations, debates, and interactions with others. Networking and surrounding themselves with brilliant minds is another key habit. For example, Warren Buffett spends time every week with his business partner, Charlie Munger, discussing ideas, strategies, and ways to improve. This constant exchange of knowledge helps them refine their thinking and make better decisions. The power of learning from others, whether through mentorship, partnerships, or simply engaging in meaningful discussions, is often underestimated. By constantly seeking input from other smart individuals, the most successful people refine their ideas and expand their perspectives. Furthermore, successful learners often have a habit of reflecting on the information they've absorbed. They don't just mindlessly consume content. They take time to internalize and process what they've learned. This process of reflection is crucial in solidifying new knowledge and determining how it can be applied in practical ways. It's not just about accumulating facts. It's about integrating the knowledge into one's own thinking and problem-solving strategies. This habit of reflection helps these individuals avoid superficial learning and instead achieve deep mastery over the material. One learning habit that truly sets geniuses and billionaires apart is their ability to connect the dots. They don't just focus on individual pieces of information. They look for patterns, relationships, and insights that link concepts across different domains. This ability to synthesize knowledge from various sources is what allows them to make groundbreaking innovations and see opportunities where others see obstacles. For example, Steve Jobs was able to blend his understanding of design, technology, and user experience to create products that revolutionized entire industries. This cross-disciplinary thinking is what allows successful individuals to be truly creative and innovative. Perhaps one of the most important learning habits of all is teaching others. The most successful people don't just keep knowledge to themselves, they share it. By teaching others, they reinforce their own understanding and gain new insights in the process. Whether they're mentoring, writing books, or speaking at conferences, successful individuals understand that teaching is a powerful tool for deepening their own learning. In conclusion, the learning habits of billionaires and geniuses are centered around a commitment to lifelong learning, a growth mindset, structured routines, and the willingness to engage with others. They actively seek out new knowledge, reflect on what they've learned, and apply it to their lives and businesses. By cultivating these habits, you can elevate your own learning process and accelerate your path to success. The key is to understand that learning is not a one-time event, but an ongoing journey that requires effort, consistency, and a genuine passion for growth. The habits of the world's most successful individuals aren't out of reach. They're within your grasp, ready to be adopted and applied. Chapter 15. Silence the noise, educate the mind. In a world that's constantly buzzing with distractions, whether it's the constant stream of notifications from our phones, the endless chatter on social media, or the pressures of daily life, it can be incredibly difficult to focus and engage in meaningful learning. The noise is everywhere, and it seems to be getting louder by the day. But if you want to truly educate your mind and gain the knowledge that sets you apart, you need to learn how to silence the noise and create space for focused, deep learning. The first step in silencing the noise is understanding the impact that distractions have on your brain. Every time you check your phone, scroll through social media, or get distracted by an irrelevant task, your brain's focus is broken. It takes time to refocus, and during that time, your brain isn't learning or absorbing information. Instead, it's shifting from one thing to another, never giving full attention to any one thing. Research has shown that switching between tasks or multitasking can reduce productivity by up to 40%. This constant fragmentation of attention makes it harder to concentrate, retain information, and apply it effectively. In short, distractions are the enemy of learning. To educate the mind effectively, you must create an environment that supports deep work, a concept popularized by Cal Newport. Deep work refers to the state of focus and concentration where you are fully immersed in a task, free from interruptions. It's during these periods of deep work that you are able to learn and produce your best work. In contrast, shallow work, tasks that are less demanding and filled with distractions, doesn't contribute to long-term learning or success. When you engage in deep work, you tap into your brain's full potential, allowing you to learn faster, retain more, and apply your knowledge with greater impact. One of the best ways to silence the noise is to establish learning rituals that minimize distractions. This might mean setting specific times during the day when you are fully dedicated to learning, whether it's reading, watching educational videos, or practicing a new skill. During these times, turn off your phone, close any unnecessary tabs on your computer, and create a quiet space free from external interruptions. By carving out dedicated time for focused learning, you send a signal to your brain that this time is valuable and worthy of your full attention. Consistency is key here. The more you make learning a habit and create a routine, the easier it becomes to tune out the noise. It's also important to control your environment. The physical space around you can either enhance or hinder your ability to learn. A cluttered or noisy environment can make it difficult to concentrate, while a clean, organized space with minimal distractions can help you focus better. Consider setting up a dedicated learning space where you can leave your distractions behind. This could be a specific room in your house, a quiet corner at a library, or even a park bench if you prefer outdoor learning. The environment you create for yourself will influence the quality of your learning experience. In addition to controlling your physical environment, you also need to be mindful of the mental noise that can cloud your ability to focus. Anxiety, stress, and racing thoughts can make it difficult to concentrate and absorb new information. One of the best ways to calm your mind and prepare it for learning is through mindfulness. Practices like meditation, deep breathing, and journaling can help quiet the mental chatter and create a sense of calm that allows for better focus. By training yourself to be present in the moment, you can eliminate distractions and make the most of your learning sessions. Another important aspect of silencing the noise is learning to say no to distractions. In a world that constantly demands your attention, it's easy to get pulled in multiple directions. You might feel pressure to respond to every email or attend every meeting, but these activities often take you away from your primary goal of learning and personal growth. One of the habits that successful people cultivate is the ability to prioritize what's most important and let go of less critical tasks. This means being selective about where you spend your time and energy. By saying no to the things that don't align with your learning goals, you create more space in your life for activities that foster growth and development. Another key strategy in silencing the noise is to curate your information intake. With the vast amount of information available at our fingertips, it's easy to become overwhelmed. It's not enough to simply consume information. You need to be discerning about what you allow into your mind. This is where intentional learning comes into play. Be purposeful about the information you choose to consume and make sure that it aligns with your goals and interests. Instead of mindlessly scrolling through news feeds or following every trend, focus on high-quality content that adds value to your life. By curating your information intake, you reduce the noise and ensure that you're focusing on what truly matters. In addition to curating your information, you also need to filter out negative influences. People who constantly complain, criticize, or drag you down with their negative energy can act as a form of noise. Surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and who encourage your learning and growth. Whether it's friends, mentors, or colleagues, choose to spend time with individuals who support your goals and challenge you to think critically. The more you align yourself with positive influences, the easier it becomes to stay focused on your own path of learning and personal development. Finally, it's essential to embrace the power of silence. In a world that's filled with constant noise, silence is a precious resource that allows you to reconnect with your thoughts, reflect on what you've learned, and recharge your mind. Whether it's through meditation, spending time in nature, or simply taking a break from the constant demands of technology, silence offers an opportunity for introspection and renewal. It's in these moments of quiet that your mind is able to process and integrate what you've learned, allowing you to make deeper connections and insights. In conclusion, silencing the noise is an essential step in the process of educating your mind. By creating a conducive environment for learning, eliminating distractions, and cultivating mindfulness, you can enhance your ability to focus and retain information. Learning is not just about consuming knowledge. It's about being intentional, prioritizing what matters, and giving your full attention to the task at hand. In a world filled with distractions, the ability to silence the noise and focus on learning is one of the most valuable skills you can develop. Once you master this skill, you'll be on the path to lifelong education and personal growth. Chapter 16. From Passive Consumer to Active Learner. In today's fast-paced world, we are constantly surrounded by information. We consume content from every direction: news, social media, entertainment, podcasts, and countless other sources. The vast majority of us are passive consumers of this information, absorbing it without actively engaging with it or considering its value. However, to truly unlock the power of knowledge, it's essential to transition from being a passive consumer to an active learner. The difference between passive consumption and active learning is crucial. Passive consumption involves mindlessly absorbing information without any intention or effort to retain, understand, or apply it. We scroll through social media feeds, watch TV shows, or listen to podcasts, but often we are not really engaging with the material. It's easy to fall into the trap of passively consuming content, especially with the overload of information available at our fingertips. We may feel momentarily entertained or informed, but the knowledge gained is fleeting, and we rarely remember or apply what we've consumed. On the other hand, active learning is a dynamic and intentional process. It requires you to engage with the material, think critically about it, and actively seek to apply it in your life. Active learners don't just absorb information, they interact with it. They ask questions, reflect on what they've learned, take notes, and engage in discussions. Active learning involves taking the time to understand the material at a deeper level, making connections with prior knowledge, and considering how it fits into your own experiences and goals. It's a far more effective approach to learning because it encourages deeper understanding and long-term retention. So, how do you transition from being a passive consumer to an active learner? The first step is to change your mindset. You need to approach learning with intention and curiosity. Instead of merely absorbing content passively, decide to engage with it actively. When you read a book, watch a video, or listen to a podcast, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I apply this knowledge in my life? What questions do I have about this topic? By shifting your focus from mere consumption to active engagement, you begin the process of becoming an active learner. Next, take notes while you learn. Writing things down forces you to process the information, which improves understanding and retention. It also gives you a reference to revisit later, so you can refresh your memory and track your progress over time. Even if you're learning from a YouTube video or a podcast, jotting down key takeaways helps you internalize the material. It can be as simple as writing down a few important points or a reflection on how the material applies to your life. The act of writing transforms passive learning into active engagement. Another powerful technique for active learning is to teach what you've learned to someone else. The saying "to teach is to learn twice" holds true. When you explain a concept to another person, you force yourself to clarify your own understanding. Teaching allows you to identify gaps in your knowledge and deepen your understanding. Whether it's sharing what you've learned with a friend, family member, or online community, teaching reinforces the material and strengthens your ability to recall and apply it. Additionally, don't limit yourself to simply consuming content. Take action based on what you've learned. Active learners are not content to simply absorb information, they apply it. For example, if you learn about time management techniques, don't just think about them. Implement them in your daily routine. If you learn a new skill, put it into practice immediately. Active learning involves taking consistent action to incorporate new knowledge into your life, so that it becomes a part of who you are and what you do. Another strategy to become an active learner is to seek out opportunities for discussion and debate. Engage with others who are learning the same material or have expertise in the field. Join book clubs, online forums, or discussion groups where you can exchange ideas and challenge each other's thinking. Engaging in conversations about what you're learning forces you to process the material more deeply and consider different perspectives. This collaborative learning approach can expose you to new ideas, clarify your own understanding, and encourage critical thinking. One of the biggest obstacles to active learning is the temptation of passive entertainment. It's easy to get sucked into watching videos, playing games, or browsing social media without any real purpose. While entertainment is important for relaxation, it's essential to balance it with intentional learning. Set boundaries for how much time you spend on passive consumption and make a conscious effort to prioritize active learning. It may help to create a schedule that allocates time for both entertainment and education, ensuring that you are investing in your personal growth. Another key aspect of active learning is the ability to question and critique the material you encounter. Instead of accepting information at face value, challenge it. Ask yourself, is this true? Where is the evidence? Are there alternative viewpoints? By questioning what you learn, you develop critical thinking skills that help you discern valuable information from misinformation. This approach allows you to become a more independent and discerning learner, capable of making informed decisions and drawing your own conclusions. Lastly, remember that learning is a lifelong process. To truly transition from being a passive consumer to an active learner, you need to commit to continuous growth. Make learning a habit, not a one-time event. Seek out new knowledge regularly, and strive to improve your understanding of the world. The more you learn, the more you realize how much there is to discover, and the more you are motivated to continue your journey of personal and intellectual growth. Chapter 18. Escape the average. Think, learn, evolve. In a world where mediocrity often seems like the standard, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that being average is enough. After all, most people are content to live lives that don't push them too hard or challenge their beliefs. But if you want to achieve greatness and move beyond the typical limits of average, you must break free from the conventional thinking that keeps you stuck in a cycle of comfort and complacency. The key to escaping average lies in how you think, how you learn, and most importantly, how you evolve. The first step in escaping the average is to question the status quo. Average thinkers rarely ask why. They accept things as they are because it's comfortable. They follow the rules without ever considering whether those rules serve their best interests. If you're serious about transcending mediocrity, you must develop the habit of questioning everything: your assumptions, the norms, the systems that govern your life, and the limits you've placed on yourself. By questioning the established order, you start to see the world with new eyes, unlocking opportunities for growth that the average person misses. Thinking outside the box is essential. It's easy to fall into the trap of conventional thinking, but those who succeed and break free from mediocrity are the ones who dare to think differently. They see opportunities where others see obstacles. They understand that success doesn't come from following the crowd, but from stepping away from it and taking bold, creative actions. To escape the average, you must train yourself to think in unconventional ways, to seek solutions where others are content with problems, and to embrace challenges rather than shy away from them. Once you've started thinking differently, the next step is to cultivate a mindset of continuous learning. The average person often stops learning once they reach a certain point in their life. They assume that they have enough knowledge, that they don't need to keep up with new developments, or that learning is only for the young. This mindset is one of the biggest barriers to escaping the average. To truly stand out, you must develop a lifelong commitment to learning. This means actively seeking knowledge, exploring new ideas, reading widely, and being open to new perspectives. The world is constantly evolving, and so should you. Those who stop learning stagnate, but those who make learning a constant part of their lives continue to grow, adapt, and stay ahead of the curve. Learning, however, is not enough if it's not applied. Information is useless unless it's put into action. The average person consumes knowledge without ever taking the steps necessary to apply it. They may read a book, watch a documentary, or listen to a podcast, but they fail to incorporate the lessons into their daily lives. To escape the average, you must not only learn, but also take deliberate action. Apply what you learn in real-world scenarios, whether it's in your career, relationships, or personal development. Taking action on your knowledge is what bridges the gap between theory and success. The process of evolution is at the heart of escaping average. Evolution requires constant adaptation, growth, and refinement. It's about learning from your mistakes, using setbacks as stepping stones, and continuously striving to improve yourself. Many people are content with the version of themselves they've become, but those who escape the average are always looking for ways to evolve. They push themselves beyond their comfort zones, seek out new challenges, and grow in ways that others are unwilling to. Evolution is a never-ending journey, and those who are committed to it can break free from the constraints of mediocrity. One of the most powerful ways to evolve is by surrounding yourself with people who inspire and challenge you. The average person often spends time with others who think and act the same way, which reinforces the status quo. To truly escape average, you must seek out individuals who push you to think bigger, act bolder, and strive harder. This could mean joining a mastermind group, finding a mentor, or simply surrounding yourself with like-minded individuals who share your drive for personal and professional growth. The people you spend the most time with have a profound influence on your mindset and behavior, so choose them wisely. It's also crucial to embrace failure as part of the evolution process. The average person fears failure and avoids it at all costs. They play it safe, never taking risks because they are afraid of the consequences. On the other hand, those who escape average understand that failure is an essential part of the learning process. They don't let failure define them. Instead, they learn from it, adjust, and keep moving forward. To evolve, you must be willing to fail, to take risks, and to treat each failure as a lesson that brings you one step closer to success. Escaping the average isn't just about acquiring knowledge. It's about transforming that knowledge into action, continuously evolving, and challenging the limits of what you think is possible. It's about choosing to think differently, to keep learning, and to embrace failure as part of the process. The average person goes through life on autopilot, accepting what is and avoiding discomfort. But those who escape average make a conscious decision to break free from the ordinary, to evolve continuously, and to create extraordinary results in their lives. In conclusion, escaping the average is not a single moment of change. It's a continuous journey of thinking, learning, and evolving. It's about questioning the status quo, embracing new ways of thinking, committing to lifelong learning, and applying that knowledge in meaningful ways. To escape the average, you must push yourself beyond the limits of comfort, failure, and mediocrity, and dedicate yourself to constant growth. By doing so, you'll not only set yourself apart from the masses, but also unlock your true potential and achieve greatness. Chapter 19. Build a smarter you one day at a time. Becoming smarter doesn't happen overnight. It's not the result of a sudden epiphany or a one-time burst of inspiration. It's a gradual, consistent process built one day at a time. Many people look for shortcuts or quick fixes to enhance their intelligence, but the reality is that true growth and transformation occur through daily, deliberate efforts. By focusing on incremental improvements and committing to learning and self-improvement each day, you can build a smarter version of yourself over time. The foundation of building a smarter you is understanding that intelligence is not a static trait. It's not something you're simply born with and either have or don't. Intelligence is dynamic, flexible, and can be developed through effort, curiosity, and persistence. The key is to stop thinking of yourself as either smart or not smart, and start viewing intelligence as a skill you can continuously sharpen. Each day presents a new opportunity for growth. The small choices you make each day can add up to significant progress over time. Whether it's reading a book for 30 minutes, solving a challenging problem, or simply taking the time to reflect on your experiences, each action compounds into greater knowledge and understanding. It's easy to overlook the impact of daily habits, but when they're stacked over time, they lead to profound transformations. One of the most powerful tools for building a smarter you is the practice of deliberate learning. Instead of passively consuming information, take an active approach to learning. This means seeking out information that challenges you, asking questions, and deeply engaging with new concepts. Whether it's reading books, listening to podcasts, taking online courses, or engaging in thoughtful discussions, make it a habit to expose yourself to new ideas every day. The more actively you engage with the material, the more you'll retain, understand, and apply it to your life. Consistency is key. Many people start off strong with their learning, but lose momentum over time. Building intelligence, like any other skill, requires daily practice. Just like a muscle that strengthens with regular exercise, your mind grows stronger with consistent effort. Even on days when you don't feel like learning or feel overwhelmed, making small efforts will keep the momentum going. It's about creating a habit that sticks, not about achieving perfection every day. In addition to actively seeking knowledge, it's important to refine how you process and use what you learn. A smarter you is not simply someone who knows a lot of facts. It's someone who can apply that knowledge in real-world situations. As you learn new information, make sure to reflect on how it can be applied to your goals, challenges, and aspirations. Instead of letting knowledge sit idle, find ways to use it actively. This could mean implementing time management techniques in your life, using problem-solving strategies in your career, or practicing emotional intelligence in your relationships. The more you apply what you learn, the smarter you become. Building a smarter version of yourself also involves learning how to think critically. Intelligence isn't just about absorbing facts. It's about being able to analyze information, make connections, and think critically about the world around you. Develop the habit of questioning assumptions, challenging your own beliefs, and looking for alternative perspectives. The smartest people aren't those who always have the right answers. They're the ones who know how to ask the right questions, think critically about the information they encounter, and adapt their thinking when necessary. One of the most important aspects of becoming smarter is maintaining a growth mindset. This mindset is the belief that intelligence and abilities can be developed with effort and practice. People with a growth mindset embrace challenges, view setbacks as learning opportunities, and continuously seek ways to improve. On the other hand, those with a fixed mindset believe that intelligence is static and they may avoid challenges for fear of failure. Adopting a growth mindset is essential to building a smarter you because it encourages you to stay committed to learning and improving, even when faced with difficulties. Another crucial aspect of building a smarter you is time management. We all have the same 24 hours in a day, but how we use that time makes all the difference. Smart people make intentional choices about how they spend their time. They prioritize learning and self-improvement, understanding that the time they invest today will pay dividends in the future. To build a smarter you, start by auditing your time. Identify how you're spending your hours and make conscious decisions to allocate more time to activities that contribute to your intellectual growth. Building a smarter you also requires surrounding yourself with the right influences. The people you interact with have a significant impact on your mindset and your intellectual development. Seek out individuals who challenge you to think differently, who inspire you to learn more, and who motivate you to take action. Surrounding yourself with intelligent, driven people will push you to be your best and will expose you to new ideas and perspectives that you might not have encountered otherwise. Don't settle for the easy or the familiar. Seek out relationships that foster growth and learning. Lastly, don't forget the importance of rest and reflection. A smarter you doesn't just come from learning and doing more. It also comes from taking the time to rest, recharge, and reflect. Allowing yourself moments of quiet reflection helps consolidate the knowledge you've gained and gives you the space to process and internalize your learning. When you rest, you create the mental clarity needed to continue evolving. Building a smarter you isn't a constant race. Sometimes, the best way to move forward is to slow down, take a break, and give yourself time to process everything you've learned. In conclusion, building a smarter version of yourself is a journey that happens one day at a time. It's not about making drastic changes overnight. It's about making consistent, deliberate efforts to learn, apply, and evolve every day. The small, seemingly insignificant steps you take today will accumulate over time to create profound changes in your intellectual growth and overall life success. By committing to lifelong learning, embracing challenges, and taking action, you will create a smarter, more capable version of yourself who is always evolving and growing. Chapter 20. Stay curious, stay ahead, stay unstoppable. Curiosity is the secret ingredient that fuels your journey to becoming unstoppable. It is the spark that drives you to explore, to learn, and to keep moving forward even when the road gets tough. While many people settle into a comfort zone, satisfied with what they know, the truly exceptional are always looking for ways to expand their horizons. They remain curious, asking questions, seeking new experiences, and constantly growing. This insatiable curiosity doesn't just make them smarter. It propels them to stay ahead and become unstoppable in everything they do. Staying curious means rejecting complacency and never assuming that you have all the answers. The world is full of endless possibilities, ideas, and opportunities for growth, but it requires an open and inquisitive mind to see them. Those who remain curious are constantly in pursuit of knowledge, never content with what they already know. They embrace learning as a lifelong endeavor, understanding that the more they learn, the more they realize how much there is still to discover. This mindset of perpetual learning ensures that they never fall behind, always staying one step ahead of those who stop seeking knowledge. Curiosity is also a key factor in overcoming challenges. The most successful people are not those who avoid difficulties, but those who face them head-on with a curious mind. When they encounter obstacles, they don't give up or settle for the status quo. Instead, they ask themselves, what can I learn from this? How can I approach this problem differently? By staying curious in the face of adversity, you develop the resilience and problem-solving skills needed to navigate through life's most challenging situations. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start viewing them as opportunities for growth. Staying curious also helps you cultivate a deeper understanding of the world around you. The more you explore, the more you connect the dots between seemingly unrelated pieces of information. This allows you to see patterns and opportunities that others miss. Curiosity leads to creativity, as it encourages you to think in new ways and consider alternative solutions. By nurturing your curiosity, you open yourself up to a world of ideas and perspectives that can transform the way you think, the way you solve problems, and the way you approach your goals. Being curious isn't just about intellectual pursuits. It's about approaching every aspect of life with an open mind. It's about being curious about people, cultures, and experiences. It's about understanding that there is always something new to learn from every interaction and that every moment holds the potential for personal growth. Curiosity helps you become more empathetic, more open to different viewpoints, and more adaptable in a rapidly changing world. To stay ahead, you must commit to continuous learning and personal growth. The world is evolving at an unprecedented pace, and the most successful individuals are those who embrace change and adapt quickly. They stay ahead by being proactive in acquiring new skills and knowledge, never waiting for the world to change around them. Instead, they position themselves at the forefront by staying curious and being prepared to evolve with the times. They understand that success isn't about staying in the past. It's about staying in tune with the present and anticipating the future. One of the most powerful things about curiosity is that it keeps you humble. It reminds you that no matter how much you know, there is always more to learn. This humility is essential in the pursuit of greatness because it allows you to remain open to new ideas, new ways of thinking, and new ways of doing things. When you're not afraid to acknowledge that you don't have all the answers, you become more receptive to learning from others. This willingness to learn from anyone, whether it's a mentor, a colleague, or even someone younger or less experienced, gives you the edge over those who think they know it all and stop seeking growth. Curiosity also fuels your passion. When you're genuinely curious about something, you're naturally drawn to explore it further. This passion drives you to keep going, even when the journey gets tough. It's the difference between someone who is motivated by external rewards and someone who is driven by the joy of discovery and the pursuit of knowledge. Passion, fueled by curiosity, gives you the stamina to keep moving forward, even when challenges arise. It's the energy that keeps you relentless in your pursuit of excellence. To stay unstoppable, you must commit to cultivating and nurturing your curiosity every day. This means not only being curious about the world around you, but also about yourself. Ask questions like, how can I improve today? What can I learn from my mistakes? How can I make a bigger impact in the world? By staying curious about your own growth and development, you ensure that you never stagnate. The process of becoming unstoppable is about constantly refining who you are and what you can achieve, and curiosity is the force that drives this evolution. It's important to remember that curiosity doesn't mean constantly jumping from one interest to another without focus. It's about being deeply curious, staying focused, and diving into the subjects, challenges, and goals that truly matter to you. It's about applying your curiosity with purpose, using it as a tool to deepen your understanding and propel you toward your objectives. By aligning your curiosity with your passions and goals, you create a powerful momentum that will carry you forward on your journey to success. In conclusion, to stay ahead and remain unstoppable, you must stay curious. Curiosity is the driving force behind learning, growth, and resilience. It helps you see opportunities where others see problems, and it encourages you to embrace challenges with an open mind. By staying curious, you not only keep up with the world around you, but also position yourself as someone who is constantly evolving and adapting. This relentless pursuit of knowledge and growth will set you apart from the average and ensure that you remain unstoppable, no matter what obstacles come your way. Curiosity isn't just a trait, it's the foundation for an extraordinary life. And there you have it, your roadmap to staying ahead and becoming unstoppable through daily learning. Remember, it's not about being perfect or knowing everything. It's about cultivating the habit of continuous growth and curiosity. As you take what you've learned here and apply it to your life, keep in mind that the most successful people in the world aren't the ones with the most answers. They're the ones who never stop asking questions. So, stay curious, stay committed, and most importantly, never stop learning. If you've enjoyed this audiobook, don't forget to subscribe, share, and keep coming back for more insights that will help you stay ahead of the game. Until next time, keep educating yourself, stay ahead, and remain unstoppable.